It's like, I feel teachers overlook that a lot. So when I work with students, and what I found, like throughout my career, and I work with multiple also teachers and things like that, when I was learning, we were wired to do particular things. For example, I would, and you as a teacher kind of know this too. So let's say we are wired to learn a lot of techniques. Like say, for example, we will exaggerate, let's say, like, I don't know, some connection between the upper body, lower body. We'll exaggerate our hips. We do everything to the very like, strong and intensive, exaggerated way. Every move is sort of going with that approach overkill. And why is that? Because people think that for the competition, you need to be the loudest. And that's where the sad part comes. And I was in those kind of shoes, and I was that kind of person who was on the dance floor with many people trying to be the loudest, the hottest, the strongest. It's like Olympics, sort of faster, stronger, higher. But it's completely not about dancing. So dancing, for me, it's an art form for storytelling. So, and music feeds your artistic self. So if the music comes on in a few like beats of that song, you have to pick up what is it about. And the problem with modern dancing right now, and like dancing, like in my generation too, I was competing, and it was the same kind of problem, that people ignore the music. So they like so wired to do what the teacher said, to overkill, to be loud, to just do everything like an exaggerated format, which I think originally why people started even doing that, I sort of traced it and realized, because the most winning look was and this is what our generation and our society is about, is to be overly sexually engaged, overpowering, hot woman, strong, powerful, dominant, those kind of qualities. Like our society is just like, every media is like about that. So, and being a child, let's say I was like kind of like almost in Dance Mom's TV show, like super shiny dress, bleach the hair, do the crazy makeup, because like you gotta look like hot, like, I don't know, very extravagant to win a competition. So people pushing only one archetype because they believe that's what good thing to win a competition. But they totally forgot that dancing, yeah, is a story, and every music is different. And sometimes, let's say, and when I work with my students, like I was working today with this lady, and sometimes she was asking me, okay, but if I'm showing, let's say, fragile state, let's say if the music is very like melancholic and soft and fragile, do I need to do my thing like with my fingers, with my hip? Do I need to do that? And I'm like, does it serve the story? If the answer is no, you don't do that. And in our world, in a competitive world, is like, ignore the music, ignore the story, ignore everything, ignore your partner, just freaking do that hip, like as hard as you can, as hard as you like were trained hours and hours to do that. But I think we forgot that this is the instrument. You know, we train it in different ways. And let's say if the music is like soft and mellow and like those kind of fragile qualities, you want to use that body to kind of tell that story and convey this idea. And kind of can be completely wrong, because like sometimes I say to my students, keep the posture, so kind of don't look down. It's like the common motto like for dancers, right? But what if the story is about like sad, if I'm sad, if I'm thinking about something, what if I stand in there and I'm just thinking for a second? Would it be appropriate to look down? Of course, yes, because it makes sense to it serves the story. So, or for example, and I also like sometimes like people ask me how to perform better, how to be a good performer. Good performer, it's a good storyteller. And good storyteller is a person who analyzes human behavior, in a kind of very detailed way. For example, dancing is all about body language. We don't have words to convey the story. We're talking about today, like how to put up the show and how to make people to understand the storyline without, let's say, necessarily saying any words. So how to convey the story without words, right? You have to understand the body language. And for example, I'll just show a quick example. Let's say if a person looks down, so immediately it creates either this person is thinking about something, like puzzled about just thinking, or this person may be like a little kind of sad, insecure in some way, or if this person looking up and down like a couple times, maybe this person is afraid. So this physical kind of body language is telling particular emotion. If the music feed the artist's mind that this is about, I don't know, shy moment. So and same choreography, especially for competitor dancers, because they have exact same choreography for every single competition. They don't really change the steps, particularly for every single like event and every single song. So if you have a particular set of steps, you can feed yourself with music and slightly adapt them. For example, let's say, just give me any step, just dance with me something, like your routine or something. Like sliding door, for example. So let's say sliding door, if I do classic ballroom dance archetype, elegant woman, elegant man, Hollywood type of, like, I don't know, characters in a glamorous outfits. He's, I don't know, think tuxedo or very nice, I don't know, like clothing, and she's like in a black velvet dress with diamonds, and she's like a glamorous diva. If this is typical ballroom dancing, because the setting requires that type of character most of the time. It's like beautiful ballroom. It's like a good call sort of to go for it. If I do that, I will use probably more like intense like positions with my fingers, my legs, and I will be like that kind of a little more sexually, maybe provocative, seductive. I'll go for that kind of look and expression through my body language. But what if it's different story? What if the music, you're on the competition floor and you have the exact same uh sliding door, you cannot change the steps, you can't change the choreography, but the music feeds you in the first 5 seconds when it start playing that it's about first love, romantic story. When you look at this person and you're like, maybe we should in the camera like this. So when you look at this person and you like for a second like kind of lost your breath. And it's funny because I know Hulk really well, but you can play even with partner who you know forever and practice every day like it's first time, like you met the first time. So, and basically how my body language would react on that, how would it translate into my same steps and same choreography. I would not do extravagant fingers, I would not overpower my body. I'll be maybe just almost like I'm afraid to breathe next to this person, and I'm even a little bit shy about it. And we kind of like interacting in this way, and I look at him and maybe I look away in this moment, and you have to have a beat when you just have time to realize the beautiful moment, and then maybe touching him, maybe not. It's like, again, your choice as an artist, you have to make certain choices and play around, touch, not touch, and will kind of expand sort of your variety of different options. And when you go for the competition, you kind of just stick with one choice. What else? Like, what else can be like a, let's say, love story? We say it can be like, it can be dramatic, it can be a heartbroken situation, right? That you just like, I don't know, you see this person again after 5 years, and the pain is still there, and you like, and you can, and maybe it's hard even to look to that person. Is that appropriate to look down in that particular moment? You lose your posture. Of course, yes, it's appropriate. It feeds the story, and that's what kind of annoys me, that dancers sometimes they like, no, my teacher said only this forever and ever and never change. And it's like, and then the competition, I hear the music and it's like so off and so not matching the song. And I get it, because I was in the same position, because I was afraid to change anything what my teacher told me. So, or my like we agreed with my partner prior to the competition, because God forbid if I do something my own choice and it will be maybe not as competitive as. So I understand that point, but I think people should start kind of go out of that box and shell and start thinking about why are they even dancers? What is the dancing about? So, and dancing is about storytelling. It's like 100%. I mean, and physical part is just the instrument. It's like instrument, the piano. It's the instrument to convey sort of a story. So, anyways, dramatic moment. Let's say I'm there and I look at that person and maybe it just like stuns me for a second. I don't want to overpower my maybe fingers. I'm just there looking at him and maybe just waiting. I can maybe even sort of move. And let's say if he starts, maybe I just having that moment with him and I'm just silent within me. And the moment he just passes through, and the same perfume, which I again I made it like I'm making this shit up right now, but you gotta feed your brain and your artistic mind. And let's say it just like reminds you about all these years, and it's like maybe you want to be with this person, can at the same time, and that creates a lot of drama. So if it's like a dramatic song, you gotta go for it and kind of feed yourself with those images to tell that story. And every single time it's slightly different. And that's the beauty of even dancing, because when you go on the competition floor, the song is never the same, and you don't know what kind of song is that. So that's why having any preconceived notions when you go on the dance floor, it's kind of already you sign for a disaster, because you don't know the song. So when you go on the dance floor, you gotta wait. It's like this little moment kind of before the music starts, and you feed yourself in that kind of character, and then you interact with your partner. And that's, I think, as like we just demonstrated, it's very simple in my shoes like that. uh that even sliding door, which is like so trivial figure, and everybody knows how to dance sliding door, and we've seen it a million times, but you can dance sliding door 1,000 different times, 1,000 different songs. And that's like, I think, the mastery of the artist, when you can kind of be inspired through music and in the moment create that magic. That's it. That's it.